Welcome to the Coto Research Center, a unique sports analysis facility where today's performance is changed for the future.
As a kid, I was light and I was short, and as you know, when you're short and light, you got to really fight your guts out in sports. And so I needed the very best information that I could get in order to make these teams. I got very confused in the early days because coaches were telling me certain things, and I really felt like a dummy because I'm saying, geez, you're telling me all this stuff, but I don't see that. It's funny. You're telling me the guy's breaking to the left and this knee is coming up. I find the knee is staying down. He's breaking to the right. And so finally, after about 20, 30 years later, I got very interested in high-speed cinematography. And that's the thing that really was beneficial to me because I could do high-speed filming, which then brings everything back in very slow motion. But I could finally see now what really was happening. And son of a gun, guess what? The coaches weren't always right. One day, I had a story printed about me in a magazine. It was a Sports Illustrated story. And Dr. Gideon Ariel, a computer biomechanist in Massachusetts, out on the East Coast, saw the story, and we got together. And he had developed a very sophisticated system for quantifying human movement. And I was so intrigued, I could hardly believe it. I was so excited, I could hardly talk.
Exercise or very little, with a lot of exercise.
Right away, we were already talking about what's going to happen 25 years from now, 30 years from now, even 5 years from now, the mind-blowing things that are going to take place, and the good information that's going to be available to coaches, and the real truths.
Go! And that was the beginning of the Coto Research Center, which Dr. Gideon, Ariel, and I co-founded at Coto de Casa. You know, as a sports psychologist, I need the physical factors of human movement, and no one knows the subject better than the director of the Coto Research Center, Dr. Gideon Ariel.
And how fast is your hip at the same time? You cannot look and say it. It's too complicated. So we have a machine that can do it for us.
Biomechanics is the science that involves engineering mechanics the same way that engineers design a bridge or design a road or design a lever to the human body or to biological systems. So we're taking the same laws of physics, Newtonian physics, but instead of applying it to a machine, we are applying it to the human body. What we try to do is to analyze any joint in the body, how fast it moves, where it is, the center of gravity of the body, what are the forces that are acting upon the body, and are they operated in an efficient manner.
Dr. Ann Penny, our exercise scientist, then converts the film to computer language by tracing all the joints with a sonic pin. And the result is very interesting stick figures, which then makes it possible to analyze all the physical forces, which eventually tells us everything they're doing, right or wrong.
Gideon's work, and to me, which is just a work of genius, the software. He can put it into three-dimensional analysis, only use 2 cameras, turn the person upside down, right side, left, look at them from any angle.
Okay, anytime.
It was very interesting because David Hartman, the host of Good Morning America show, David was here not too long ago, and he was working on his golf swing. We couldn't really tell whether the golf swing was on a perfect line. The computer could tell us if we wanted to do some things, but Gideon just takes the software, rotates it up at the angle we want. We have David almost standing on his head so that we can see how that would look on the swing, and it was perfectly aligned. But why we were so interested is David hit the ball so far. He's a very good golfer, and he doesn't get a chance to play much. But his stroke was almost perfect. And so we got all of these things happening around us. Baseball players coming here, did a football kicker. Now get this. How do you like this from a biomechanical standpoint? The football kicker's here. He came all the way from Harvard, right? And Gideon says, what foot do you kick with? And he says, the right foot. I really work hard on that right foot. You know, making a snap and trying to get the right muscle systems working for me. Gideon had that puzzled look, and he looked at the kick and said, it's how you land on the left foot that makes the right foot kick.
Okay, go.
Anyway, they go down the force plate, and Gideon shows them how to land on the left to transmit that energy into the right leg, and the guy picks up about 30% in about 35 minutes in the way he landed.
A different feeling I didn't know until he told me, and he showed me the forces on the plate. I would never imagine that that would be the way to do it. You'd always think, I want to get this leg as strong as I can so I can really hit the ball hard. And I can see now the difference is that this leg was stronger and I could stop quicker. This leg would naturally go fast because the muscles doesn't make any difference how fast it goes.
Vic, it's back to the same story. You cannot shoot a cannon out of a canoe.
Another very fun area for me is I'm a lousy volleyball player, but I've always loved it. And guess who we have here? The United States Olympic women's volleyball team, Dr. Ariel and his coaches. Ariel is now heavy into biomechanics and with his background in exercise physiology. And the women who are on the volleyball team are so super, and they're very interested in scientific analysis. It's unbelievable what he's got these women doing. They're jumping higher, they're learning how to spike, and he also uses the computer, and they bring the volleyball players up and they show how they could be more forceful.
Do something else would be nice.
Coto de Casa offers us the best research facilities, and I'm like other coaches think that we see and we know everything, but really we don't know everything. We don't see even half of the things that's happening. And Coto de Casa allows me to really study peacefully in slow motion and see really what's going on, and then obviously to improve the technique and improve everything else.
Our goals in the center is to make everybody a gold medalist in his own body. Obviously, we're working with the whole spectrum of human body. On one end, we have the Olympic champions. We're working with them so they can perform better in the Olympic Games. However, not everybody can perform in the Olympic Games. That doesn't mean that the person cannot perform in real life better, be a gold medalist in his own structure again. We will help people to swing the golf club better, to run with the better shoes, to have a better skill and a tennis rackets in their hands. We try to optimize every person to his maximum ability.
Well, what we find is that the majority of people in our society are not working anywhere near maximum efficiency levels, and they have so much more ability than they thought, which is so exciting to me, because now we're finding out that why intermediates haven't had as much fun and haven't had as many gains in their sports skills is that they've been utilizing a system that demands that they be 10 times more talented than the best player in the world. And when the intermediate suddenly finds out that they can improve in a very short period of time, I can't tell you what happens. They go crazy. They can hardly sleep from the excitement. And I must say, it's the same for me, too, to watch somebody improve like that, and it changes their whole life.